Go on the internet and search for a saltfish head and this image will show up, which resembles a mermaid looking creature. Growing up, I was told that if I saw the head of the saltfish, I might not want to eat it again. But is this image that we have been seeing on the internet really saltfish? In this video, we will find out what saltfish really is and where it comes from. Saltfish is very popular in Caribbean dishes and it is used to prepare meals such as saltfish fritters, saltfish and callaloo, ackee and saltfish, which is Jamaica's national dish, and many more dishes. Around the world, saltfish is also known as bacalao, or dried fish. Saltfish use in Caribbean cuisine traces back to the days of colonial rule, where it was introduced in the 16th century through trading with North America and Canada. It was a vital item of international commerce between the New World and the Old and formed one leg of the triangular trade, which resulted in it becoming a traditional ingredient not only in Caribbean cuisine but also that of Northern European, Mediterranean, West African and Brazilian cuisine. Without the addition of salt, saltfish is called stockfish, which is dried by cold air and wind on wooden rocks, while saltfish is salted before drying. The drying and salting of fish is one of the oldest known preservation methods and has been produced for well over 500 years in countries such as Newfoundland, Iceland and the Faroe Islands, and in Norway where it is called klipsfisk. The drying and salting of the fish is said to make it tastier. Before the 17th century, salting fish was very expensive, but due to the availability of cheap salt from southern Europe, it became economically feasible. With the method of salting fish being simple and cheap, it could be done by fishermen and their families. The fish used to make saltfish was easy to transport to market and soon it would become a staple item in the diets of the population of Catholic countries on meatless Fridays and during Lent. The process of making saltfish starts at sea where it is caught and the fish is beheaded and eviscerated and cut flat by removing the spine. The reason saltfish can be cut flat is because it is a type of whitefish which is low in fat, unlike oily fish which is high in fat. Traditionally, the fish would be salted and dried ashore in the sun on rocks or wooden frames, but for modern commercial production, it is mainly dried indoors with electrical heating, and thereafter it is sold whole or in portions with or without bones. Due to the use of salt and drying to preserve the fish before it can be prepared, it must be rehydrated and desalinated by soaking in cold water overnight, or in some countries it is left to soak for 1 to 3 days and the water is changed 2 to 3 times a day. Around the world, saltfish is prepared in a wide variety of ways. In Europe, it is prepared with potatoes and onions in a casserole. In France, it is used to make brandade, which is a popular baked gratin dish of potatoes mashed and seasoned with garlic and olive oil. In Jamaica, saltfish forms part of our national dish, which is ackee and saltfish. Ackee was brought to the Caribbean from Ghana before 1725, while saltfish was introduced to Jamaica for the enslaved people as a long-lasting and inexpensive source of protein. Most of the saltfish we consume comes from Norway, and they control 80% of the saltfish market in Jamaica, and the saltfish that is imported here is Atlantic pollock, which is less high-end than the previous varieties of saltfish imported. Jamaica is the largest market in the English-speaking Caribbean for saltfish, and we import approximately 5,200 tons of this product annually, and according to the Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin, that amount is valued at around $2.9 billion. Now it's time to find out what saltfish really is. Is saltfish really this ugly looking creature, or the stories we have been told by our parents and grandparents and the pictures we have been seeing on the internet fact or a myth? To find out our answer, let's look at the species of fish used to make saltfish. The species of fish used to make saltfish is the Atlantic codfish, and this is what it looks like. In the past, saltfish or salted cod was derived exclusively from the Atlantic cod, but due to overfishing, it is also being derived from other whitefish. These include pollock, haddock, blue whiting, ling, and tusk. So there you have it. None of the fish used to make saltfish looks anything like this mermaid looking creature we have been seeing on the internet. And based on what we are seeing, the species of fish used to make saltfish have pretty normal looking heads like any other fish. So the stories we have been told about saltfish head and this picture we have been seeing on the internet is a myth. And I'm sure many of us will continue to consume saltfish for years to come.